So he was very rough-handed with the dogs. So yeah. Um, so Atlas, every once in a while, he can't control his bowels. He can't control his bowels. Sometimes he would even have blood in his bowels. Um, but his dad was just upset because it was just everywhere. So he was just like, "Well, I got this game. I'm just focused on this game. We gonna worry about that when we get back." So went to the game, drove back from the game, got back to his dad's house. Got back there, of course, him and his dad had a couple of words. They exchanged a couple of words, and then D was just like, "I'm gonna just clean up downstairs, clean up his cage." So he takes, go downstairs, clean up the dog's cage, and I was upstairs with Kion and like trying to make sure everything was good with Kion and Jackson. He finished cleaning up after the dogs. He come upstairs. Looks like I'm about to take a shower. He took a shower. And when he got out the shower, I was laying in the bed with Kion. And he comes and he lays down. And he was just like, "I can't do this." I was like, you can't do the what? What's going on? He was like he treated me like I'm a child. He talking to me like I'm a child. I ain't no child. I'm a grown ass man. I was like, my dog shitted, but he's a dog. Like, he's a dog. Like, he shouldn't have had to talk to me that way. And I was just like, well, he had to work and he had to come home and smell that. He likes to keep things clean too. So they can be annoying with the smell and then he having to clean it up and you just disappearing throughout the night. And he looked at me and he was just like, "We need to leave. Like, we need to hurry up and get out of here." And I was just like, "Okay, well, we only got your income right now, so I need to, I guess, start back looking at jobs and hurry up and get to working somewhere so that we can leave." And he was just like, "Yeah, because you don't be doing that anyway. You just sit around the house." I was like, "I'm taking care of Kion. I'm making sure Jackson's good, helping him with his homework. And I'm still cooking dinner because I was still cooking dinner." And then he was just like, but still, you need to be working. You need to be working. We got to have two incomes so that we can get the fuck up out of here. We need to get the fuck up out of here because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to stand here with him and that bitch." And I was just like, okay, all right, I'll get to work with trying to land a job somewhere. So the next day I woke up and sure enough got on Indeed, put in my resumes and was submitting applications. I got a ping for one for an interview for a place that was 20 minutes from his dad's house. So I went, did my interview. During my interview, they wanted me to do a working interview as well that same day. So I did my working interview, which they paid me for. And I got hired. Got hired that same day. They was like, "When can you start?" I was just like, "Give me a week," because I got a preemie baby that's on oxygen, and I got to find him childcare. So just give me a week. It was like, all right, cool. My start date was a week. I get back. I tell Pop about me getting the job and not me having to find childcare. He did not want me to put Kion in a daycare. He was like, he's too young. He does not need to be in a daycare. We'll see if Amanda can watch him. Amanda is Darian's brother's girlfriend. She has 3 kids with Darian's brother. So it was Darian's nieces and nephews' mom, Amanda. Like, let's see if Amanda can watch him. And I was like, okay. So Amanda, they stayed about 30 minutes from where Pop stayed. So it would literally be me taking him there in the morning and driving from where she lived to my job, which was about a 40-minute drive. So it was a bunch of drivings. But the good thing is that Pop volunteered to like help me. He was just like, all right, some mornings I can take Kion there, or I can pick him up to try to help you with your trip. I was just like, okay, cool. So me and Pop was rotating, taking Kion to and from Amanda's house. All D had to worry about was going to work. That's it. So started my job doing that. And then right after Christmas time, like right on New Year's Eve, well, the day before New Year's Eve, Kion start to develop like this cough, like this real bad cough. And it made his oxygen levels fluctuate. So at this point, like, yes, he was on home oxygen, but we was taking him off sometimes throughout the day because his levels was good. He didn't need it all the time, just sometimes. So once he started to get sick and develop this cough, I noticed that I had to put him on his oxygen more and keep him on it longer and sometimes throughout the night. So I'm just like, something's not right. Something's not right here. So one night he was coughing so bad and like his O2 levels kept dropping on the oxygen machine. So I'm like, D, we need to take him to the ER. So we ended up going and taking him to the ER, and we was there all night. They couldn't find anything wrong with him. Like, they tested him for like the flu, so they couldn't find anything wrong with him. They was like, well, it could just be a cold, and because he has chronic lung disease, that's probably why he has that cough. So he stayed overnight for observation. I stayed there with him. D went back to the house to take Jackson back to the house, and I stayed there with Kion. They discharged us the next day. So I brought in New Year's 2020 in the hospital with Kion. But he was discharged on January the 1st, 2020. So when he was discharged, we got back to the house, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know about this, like this working and the dropping him off to Amanda, then driving back and doing all of this. Like I was iffy about all of that at this point, because I'm like, this is a lot of moving parts for Kion. It's a lot of moving parts. So D was just like, I'm gonna start helping you with dropping Kion off and like picking Kion up. He's like, but I honestly feel like you probably need to let that job go. I was like, well, D, if I let the job go, then you say that we need to be moving out of here, and we keep you like, if I let this job go, we're not going to have the income to be able to move, and it's all going to be on you. Like, are you sure you want me to let the job go? He was like, no, we just need to figure out a better system. I was just like, okay, well, we can figure out a better system. And he was like, because I can't just be having Kion just getting sick all the time. Like, he can't just be getting sick all the time. I was like, well, I mean, we have been having him out a lot. And I mean, he is a NICU baby. We don't need to be having him out so much. And he was just like, okay, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. So after Kion was discharged, his breathing was still crazy. It was still like not where it needed to be. So I kept him on the oxygen. I just kept him on throughout the day, throughout the night. Like, he was on it 24/7 at this point. So a couple of days later, I'm laying in the bed with Kion, and I'm noticing that his breathing is like off. So I'm texting D. I'm just like, I don't like how Kion is breathing. I'm just like, he's breathing real deep, and I don't like that. It's like he's struggling to breathe right now. And he was just like, well, what's his oxygen thing saying? I was like, it's good, but it keeps fluctuating. I don't like that. So, and I'm like, and he keeps coughing too. So as I'm like talking to D, Kion started coughing, and I picked him up. I'm like, see, he just keep coughing. He was just like, well, just don't worry about it. Just keep an eye on him, but I gotta go. I was like, okay, all right. So Pop come knock on the door and ask me, was everything okay? He's like, how's our little man doing? I was just like, I don't like the way that he's coughing. Like, I was describing how he was coughing and like showing him his breathing. And I was just like something is off. Like, something's real off. So I'm holding him, and he just steady coughing, just coughing. And Pop was like, well, how about you go in the bathroom, run the shower, and just sit in there and let the steam like open up his lungs. I'm like, okay, yes, I'm gonna do that. So I go cut on the shower, bring Kion in the shower, and I'm sitting down on the floor with the door closed and just letting the steam just come in, letting the steam come in. And I'm holding him. He's just coughing, 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 coughing. And I'm just like, it's okay. And I start praying. And I'm just like, it's okay, Kaya. It's gonna be okay. Just let it up, because we had just came back from the ER a couple days prior, and they said it was just a cold. Like, it's just a cold. He'll be fine. So I'm sitting up there and I'm holding him, and the steam is just filling the bathroom, and I'm looking at him, and like his breathing is getting slower and slower, and I'm just like, all right, Kayan. And I was like, Pop, I don't know. Something he's still not breathing right. He's like, okay, we can get ready to take him. We're gonna take him to the ER. We're just gonna take him to the ER. I was like, okay, because I don't like the way he's breathing. And then I looked down, and Kayan was not breathing.